Welcome back to day 3 of Transform and Evolve Your Life Around Relationships. Now, I am so proud of you guys for getting to this point. I do want to mention that if you're watching this and have not started or completed the first 2 videos, then please pause this for now and let's go back to the very beginning and start there, because this is an evolutionary process and you will not get the same benefit if you jump into this video without having done the previous 2 videos. So thank you for that. Now, yesterday we worked on release work and releasing the root problem. So my hat's off to you guys. Excellent job. So interested to hear feedback on how this process is working for you. Just know that we are always growing and evolving. So we're going to do release work, and we're going to have moments where we're going to have improvement and trajectory of change, and other things will tend to pop up. And so just know that that's part of the evolutionary process. You may want to come back and revisit that video again as more information comes up. So today we're going to talk a little bit about forgiveness and move into Ho'oponopono, which is Hawaiian for forgiveness work. Pono means to make right. So we're going to work on making ourselves right. So let's start the forgiveness conversation with, we are not necessarily forgiving the other person, we're forgiving ourselves. And in the process of this, like, people are like, well, how could I ever forgive that person for doing what they're doing or did what they did? We have to understand a deep core issue, if you will, around not forgiving. If you choose to not forgive, that means you're harboring emotions, and that's consequently stored energy inside your body. There's an old proverb, if you will, that not forgiving someone is like you drinking poison and wanting the other person to die. And I like that because it shows us just how not being willing to forgive actually hurts us way more than it does the person we're unwilling to forgive. So in the process of our own transformation and evolution, it is vital that we do this forgiveness process. And the reason we're doing this on day 3 is because we did all the release work, removing those emotions in day 2. So now is a perfect time to do the Ho'oponopono process to release these energies that we're holding towards ourselves and other people. So forgiveness is very important, and I think you'll find it very satisfying. Now, my own personal experience is I do this every day. I do this Ho'oponopono process every day. And it's not a once and done. Like, we go through our life. The Hawaiians believed that you create energetic connections, or aka connections, with people, places, and things just by interacting with them, just by talking about them, by thinking about them, right? So we create all these energetic connections. And when you make an energetic connection, energy can flow forwards, backwards from each of those points of connection. So in the Hawaiian Ho'oponopono process, we bring source energy into us to heal us, to fill us with divine source, loving light energy. We pass that energy through the aka connections that we have created, and we heal those other people with that same energy, and then we cut those cords. So no longer is that energy passing. If there are people that you are worried about cutting the cords, then just know that by rekindling that relationship, whether it's by a phone call, even just a thought of them reconnects you to them energetically. But what's so important about this process is you're forgiving them in your mind, is what you're doing. So we're going to use the unconscious mind and your higher self to bring healing energy through, to bring people out onto a stage. So we're going to create in our mind's eye again, just like we did yesterday. You're going to allow your imagination to create a stage, whatever is perfect. And on this stage, you're going to ask for your unconscious mind to bring forward anyone that you've come in contact with, whether that be spiritual, mental, emotional, or physically. So that's a lot of people. Just know whatever happens is perfect. Some people will be like, well, I don't quite see a stage. That's okay. Just trust the process. Trust your unconscious mind. Some people will say, well, I don't see faces. I just see silhouettes. That's perfect too. Again, I'll repeat. Trust the process. Trust your unconscious mind. My indicator, and this process takes on different visualizations for me each time I do it. But my indicator is how I feel when I'm done. And in Hawaiian, we call it being pono. When I finish this process, I feel a definite shift from not being pono to being pono. What does pono mean? Pono means made right. I feel whole. I feel good. I feel like I should feel. And every time I do it, I'm like, wow, that is amazing. I should do this more often. My goal in what I'm striving towards is to be pono all the time. What does that mean? Well, you're learning this Ho'opono process today. You'll practice this Ho'opono process as you move forward in your life. The more you do the process by watching this video, you're going to get very good at doing it to where at some point in the future, you'll be able to do it without watching the video. So for me, that's where I'm at, and I end up doing this probably multiple times a day as I come across some infraction. I think of some thought that moves me away from being pono. I do this process and I'm back into a pono state. So let's take the time now to do this forgiveness process, okay? So I'd like for you to feet firmly planted on the ground and your hands on your knees, be seated in a calm, safe place, not driving. And let's just close our eyes. And we're going to take a few deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, and out through the mouth. Slowing it down a little bit. And one more. In through the nose, and out through the mouth. Eyes remain closed. Breathing resume to normal. I'd like for you now to ask your unconscious mind to build a stage out in front of you. However that looks is perfect. This is the stage that we're going to bring out anyone that we've come in contact with, emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally. And now I'd like for you to imagine a source of white light above your head. This is divine love, healing energy. And ask your unconscious mind to allow this love, healing energy to flow down through your head, filling your entire body up, starting at your feet, your toes, your feet and ankles, your shins and calves, your knees, back of the knees, your thighs, quadriceps, your hips, filling you up through your torso now, your upper back, your chest, down each arm, out to the fingertips, filling up your neck now, filling up your head, and it fills all the way up to where now it's flowing outside your head, flowing down the outside of your body. And just instruct your unconscious mind to allow this love healing energy to continue flowing through this process. And now ask your unconscious mind to bring out anyone you've come in contact with spiritually, mentally, emotionally, or physically out onto the stage. However this looks is perfect. And as these people come out, instruct your unconscious mind to flow through the Aka connections from your heart center now, down onto the stage, filling up each one of these people with all of this love, healing energy that's flowing through you from Source, filling up all these people completely, seeing them happy, healthy, and whole. And as this process is taking place, ask them, say, I forgive you, please forgive me too. I forgive you, please forgive me too. Just say that to them. I forgive you, please forgive me too. And see them saying it back to you. I forgive you, please forgive me too. And as this love healing energy continues to flow, have a conversation with whoever is there. Your unconscious mind knows exactly what to do. Whatever is perfect. If there's anything that needs to be said, say it now. If anything is being told to you, listen. I forgive you, please forgive me too. I forgive you, please forgive me too. And now, in your left hand, see your left hand gathering together all of the Aka connections, those energetic cords coming from you down to the stage. Collect all of them up in your left hand. And then see a beautiful white light, a sword of white light energy falling down from the sky slowly. See it coming down in front of you, and with love, cutting through all of those Aka connections that you have in your hand. And see that sword of love healing energy pass through all the Aka connections and down below your feet. And see all of those Aka connections fully severed, falling away, dissolving back to Source. And see all the people on the stage just disappear, thanking them for being here in your life. And see the stage disappear. And now, as you feel completely Pono, take 3 breaths to conclude the process. Hanu. Hanu. And Hanu. Now, when you're ready, make a mental picture of how this feels to be Pono. Enjoy this feeling. When you're ready, you can wiggle your toes and fingers, bring some energy back to your body, open your eyes. Welcome back. How was that? That is one of my favorites. It always feels very, very good. So, my guidance to you guys is save this video and use this Ho'oponopono meditation as often as you need. As you move forward in your evolutionary journey, we've developed an understanding of what's standing in our way in this area of life that we're working on. We've gone through the greater problem or the root. We've done emotional release. We've done the limiting belief release. And now we've done forgiveness work, right? So we are ready to start building the future. So I want to talk right now about who do you want to be? You kind of have started this on day one. You might not have realized it, but I want you to go back and revisit some things there. We want to talk about your new values, right? Now that your emotions are out of the way, now that the forgiveness is done, now that your root problem and limiting beliefs are gone, we want to revisit your values. What do you value in this area of your life? So, when we talk about values, we need to understand that these are the things that are our core level, that they're what really drive our decision making. This could be having fun, excitement, adventure, love, trust, honesty, right? They're values like that, but they could be anything that you feel are important to you. So pause the video, take some time now to revisit what you want in this area of your life. Your values, right? Take some time now and just write out in brief, it could be as long as you need. I would say a minimum of 5, but you want to be looking for completeness. Values, just number them. And when you're done, go back through and ask yourself the question, what order of priority do these need to go in? There's no right or wrong here. So pause the video and do this little exercise of the area of life you're working on and what do you value. Okay, so you're back now after doing that exercise on determining what do you value in this area of your life. I now would like for you to begin to develop what some people call your personal avatar. Now, we know there's movies out there that talk about avatars and so forth. It's not quite like that. We want to develop a part of us that we want to become, but we write it in a sense of who we are. So in this area of life that we're working on, we have to ask the question, what do we want to become? Who do we want to be? And when we start writing that out in your assignment for after this video is done, you ask yourself the question, who do I want to be in this area of my life? Now, there's not more than one avatar. We'll keep it simple now, and we'll further develop this as we move along in this process. There's only one avatar. There's only one version of you. So we're going to build upon this as we enter into the other areas of life, because there are 6 main areas of our life, but right now we're talking about this particular area. So when you develop this who you are, you want to make it positive, present tense, and move towards languaging. Now let's break that down for a minute. Positive, pretty self-explanatory. You don't want anything negative in there. Like, I don't want to do this, right? No, or I'm not doing this. Don't use negative languaging. Use positive. I am this way, right? And present tense, same thing. I am. So when you develop this avatar, this written version of yourself, of who you want to become, you're going to write it as if you already are. So take some time and brainstorm, who do you want to be in this area of your life? Make it positive, make it present tense with using the I am statement. It's going to seem weird maybe to some people who are more English, driven with grammar, but Just use I am statements. Make it bullets, right? Doesn't have to be paragraph, just line by line by line. I am happy. I am spiritually motivated. I am growing and evolving. It could be things as simple as that. But think about this as if this was a magic tool for you. It really is. But some people might be like, what? So just take the piece of paper and imagine that everything you write on that paper is going to come true. Now later we're going to do a process of putting this out into your future on the same timeline we used to release those negative emotions. This is a very powerful process. Super excited to get you guys to that point. So spend some time here. Be thorough. Who do you want to be? Now, it's very important. You want to break this down into the 4 bodies that you have. In Hawaiian spirituality, we talk about 4 bodies. We already know about the unconscious mind, conscious mind, and the higher self. But there's also 4 bodies: spiritual, mental, emotional, physical. SMEP. One more time: spiritual, mental, emotional, physical. So our avatar, or our state of being, will be also divided into those 4 areas. So just think in a spiritual sense, who do you want to be? I am, etc. in the spiritual realm. In the mental, same thing. How do you want to be in the mental body? Then you go into your emotional body. How do you want to be there? And in the physical body, you do the same. How do you want to be there? I find it easiest to just set it up in a format of you write spiritual and then you put bullets below that. And then mental, bullets, right? And so forth. Now, again, reminder, present tense. So you're not going to become, you are, right? So you want to think in that mindset. Once you write it out, read back through it and see, how does this sound to you? Does it sound positive? Does it sound present tense? If there's anything that's negative, just revisit that particular item and see how you could rephrase that to make it a positive, not a negative. It's something really important to understand that our unconscious mind doesn't understand negatives. It actually deletes that out, and then whatever's after it just becomes true to some degree. So you want to be careful with the negatives, especially when you're doing this type of work. Now, after you finish your avatar, we want to move into something called the AIM, A-I-M. Now, you've finished your avatar. This is who you're going to be. But the AIM comes in as what you need to do in order to become. So think of it as, this is what I'm going to be, and this is what I need to do in order to be, right? Pretty straightforward. So once you finish the avatar, then you will figure out, what do you need to be doing in order to become? So for instance, you want to be Pono. Like you, in your spiritual body, in your avatar, you say, I am Pono all the time, which is a fantastic state of being. So then in your aim, you would say, I am daily practicing forgiveness work, right? Or I am practicing forgiveness work whenever a need arises. So that's how you can see the difference between what you're going to be and what you need to do in order to be. Later in another video, we're going to talk about the have. So I think it's really important now to just kind of briefly cover the 3 energies, the main energies of life. We have creation, transformation, and completion. Those are the 3 energies. You can see this very easily in our life cycle, in in vegetation, nature. There's tree leaves budding out, they grow, they fall off, they die, they regrow. Same thing with humans. We are born, we grow and evolve, we die. So there's creation, transformation, and completion energy in everything we see. This is evident with the laws of hermetics, with as above, so below. So all of this process is happening. Now, there's also being, doing, having. So we overlap those two complexes, if you will. You have creation, transformation, and completion energy. And then on the other side, you have being, doing, having. So you want to be something, that's creation. You want to have something, you want to do something, that's the transformation. And then you want to have something, that's the completion. So when all of this process is finished, you will have what you are wanting to be through what you're doing. I hope that's not too confusing. So let's just bring this back full center to what we're doing today and what you're going to be working on before the next video. You're developing what you want to be. That's the avatar. You're going to also work on, after that's finished, you're going to work on the aim. That's what you feel like you need to be doing in order to be. And then the next video, we're going to talk about having a goal when this is all done. The SMART goal. We'll talk about what that means. But that is the completion. That is where you have what you want to accomplish. Being, doing, having. Avatar, aim, SMART goal. Okay, so if you get confused, rewatch this last portion of this video. The assignment now is to spend some quality time with yourself in a quiet place. If you want to go back and watch the grounding video or the Hakalau video to remind you how to become calm, centered, and grounded and in a trance-like state, to allow your unconscious mind to come forward so you can write effectively your avatar, please do so. But focus on your avatar, who you want to be. And once that's finished, that will naturally work your way into what do you need to be doing in order to achieve who you want to be. Okay? And tomorrow we'll talk about the SMART goal. We'll do a process to put this out into your future on your timeline so that your unconscious mind is in alignment with your conscious mind, helping you move in the direction you want to go. Wonderful. Thank you guys so much. Love your trust in the process. Trust in me. This has been a fantastic journey so far. Looking so forward to getting this out for your timeline tomorrow. Until then, take care.